Hi guys, let me first find myself on the Elizabeth Craft Designs page. Let's see if I can see myself. Oh yes, I can. So I see I have to get this a little bit closer so you can see everything I'm doing. Yes, that's perfect. So let's see if everyone. Hi Els, hi Kim, hi Angelique, hi Miranda, hi Debbie, hi Inge. Oh cool. So here we go. Hi Suzanne, hi Marie-Claire, hi Karen. So nice to see you everybody. Hi from NC, hi Cindy, hi Ons, hi from Montreal. NC, is that what, North Carolina? Hi everyone. Hi Ruli, hi Annemiek. So everybody is joining. You're really fast today. I think that's because Els was live on a Dutch Facebook group from Hobby Vision. It's a Dutch store, so I think she sent over some people. Cool to see you here. I'm into the tea bag art today. Maybe you already saw it on my Instagram account or maybe on Facebook. Hi Anna, good to see you. Hi Luz. And I already showed this little tea bag that I made today. Hi Antonetta. From Vlaanderen. Yes, North Carolina. Hi Sandy. I think I have a pretty good amount of delay in my Facebook, but I will try to keep on up with all your I will try to keep up with the chat. So hi Afra. So this tea bag I already showed this one on my Facebook and on Instagram, and I thought it would be fun to do a project just like this because I saw it on Instagram as a 100 days project of an Instagrammer. Robin Marie Smith is her name, and I also follow an account that shows like everything about tea bag art, so that's really cool. I love the tea bags. In the month May I'm going to play with those. Yes, cool. So I have been playing with them the last 2 days, and this was the first one I made after my online journaling day, because in that online workshop we also played with tea bags, and I made a little shrink foil element on it, and the people that were in that workshop already saw me making one of those. But these are a little bit, yeah, I worked some more on them, so I made a little bit more work on the background and some more dyes on them and stuff. So my nails. Thank you, Ilse. So I did some more work on them, and I have some tea bags that I did this afternoon because we have had some lovely weather. And so I was sitting outside in the sun, and I also played with the color burst pigments, but you can use all kind of pigments, and I actually made this background with the pigments as well, because on these two I did it with watercolors. That's totally cool, and I use watercolors a lot, but I wanted to play with the pigments just to see what they were doing on the tea bags, and that works really nice on the tea bags actually. The tea bags that I'm using are already empty. I did use some tea bags that I just used, like my favorite rooibos tea and like all sorts of teas, and then you have the bags that are already folded like this with a little staple on them, and then with the ribbon, and then these are already empty because these are tea filters for like loose leaf teas. So I buy them. There are 80 in this box. This is the S size. You have got them even a little bit bigger, and then you can put your tea in here. But they are already empty, and you can color them with tea as well if you like the tea colored effect, but you don't have to clean them out. So that's, I bought these for my workshops actually, because when you have workshops with like 30 people, you don't want to clean out 30 tea bags. Red bush tea, yes, red bush tea, Angelique, thank you. Nice to see people from all different countries. Yes, that's cool. I have to look for those. That's cheating. Yes, I'm all about the cheating, Suzanne. No. But I'm just like, maybe I'm a lazy crafter, I think. No. So I'm going to use one of these tea bags today. Here you can see I did some stenciling with one of the Art Journal Special stencils and some crackle paste. But today for tonight I will use like a plain tea bag, no stenciling, because I already did some stenciling on these, and I want one without stenciling, because I have an idea, of course, in my head of what I want to make. Yeah, rusty water. Maya is putting them in a tray of rusty water. Okay, maybe can. Where do you buy them? Yeah, I bought them at my supermarket. So yeah, in the tea store, of course, but in the supermarket I found these. But like Ilse already said, they are pretty high up because yeah, almost nobody seems to use them or something, so they are really tucked away real well, but I found them. So today I'm going to use this tea bag, and I'm going to color it with some pigment inks. Like I said, I have the yellow ochre and marigold from Ken Oliver today. I colored this one with the Lindy's pigment inks, and I don't have a favorite one or something. I just look for the colors and then I use the pigments. But I wanted to make something orange today, and there's a reason why I want to make something orange, because it's King's Day in the Netherlands, and normally that means we have a lot of stuff going on, because everybody is celebrating. Now you see my ring light, but I don't want the color burst on my tabletop because that's really difficult to clean. But King's Day means that we are celebrating the birthday of the king, and normally we have a lot of stuff going on. So yes, that's not happening right now, of course, because we are all in this intelligent lockdown, so we can't go anywhere to have a party. It's Woningsdag, it's stay in your house day. But Woningsdag and Koningsdag, they look alike. Nobody buys them, but after this week they will be sold out. Yes, the tea bags. And Suzanne loves color bursts. Yes, I talked about color bursts with Suzanne. But I almost never use color burst. and she really loves it, to use it on her pages, but I really prefer my watercolors, to be honest. But for the tea bags, I thought it was kind of fun to use them. So something different. Every now and then you have to use something different, right? So I just do some sprinkles of the yellow and some sprinkles of the orange, because I really have no idea how bright the orange is. I think it's kind of bright. I do want it, of course, to give me a fair amount of pigment, but I just wanted to tone it down with the yellow a little bit. And as you can see, I'm just sprinkling my water on there. And that's already looking pretty cool. Yes, Brusho has pretty awesome colors as well. As I said, I don't really have a favorite when it comes to these pigments, but I rarely use them. So I once bought the Color Burst, and I have some Lindy's Stamp Gangs as well, and I really don't feel the need to buy any other, because as I said, I really love my watercolors. But for this, it's kind of fun to use it. And now I'm going to dry it with my heat gun, because we don't want to be waiting the rest of the night. Actually, this afternoon in the sun, it was dry in like 2 minutes. The tea bags, of course, dry pretty fast because they're really thin paper. That makes them fun to work on, actually. I believe Ilse is going to teach me how to make rusty water after this live Facebook, because I saw something coming along about rusty water, and probably something I would want to make. So that's my background. Let's get this out of the way. And then something I want to show you is about coloring stamps, because in this example you see I have colored this with watercolors, but as you can see, you have some pretty white space in there, and it's actually really like sloppy watercolors, because I know that not everybody likes to do a really watercoloring all their elements, or they don't think they're that good in it, which probably is because we're always so critical on the things we make ourselves. But what I do sometimes is just like blob down some watercolors and then stamp over it, and instead of stamping it first and then do the watercoloring. So I wanted to show you something that I'm going to use on this tea bag and how I did that. It's pretty simple actually, but just wanted to show you, so maybe you can use it later on. I'm just taking a sheet of watercolor paper like this, and my watercolor brush, and since today I'm using the orange colors, I will use some orange watercolor as well. I want this tea bag to be like in completely orange colors, all different lights and darks and stuff, but I thought it would be nice, and it's a color that I don't use very often. Hi Charlene and all others, I'm a bit late, but I'm going to watch also. I was going to say that too. Being used by scientists fighting coronavirus. Okay. So what I'm doing here, I have again these are Elizabeth Craft Designs watercolors. and I'm using this warm gold color, and I'm just blobbing it with a lot of water on this page, just like that. And then I want to add some darker orange just to give it an interesting effect when I stamp on it later on. I see some vinegar coming. I hope you can all still follow what's going on. I think it's about the rusty water still, but I'm just going to make my watercolor blob so we can work on this tea bag. So this is now something that's going to dry, and when you're ready, then I have already cut a piece out of this, but then you have it already dried, of course. And what I do is like take my stamps and then stamp on top of the blobs, and then placing the stamp apart, somewhat on the white, a bit on the darker part, like I did here, and some pieces I leave white. So then you get this really cool effect. And today I'm going to use my stamps, the journal elements, like these are the journal elements stamps, and there are some cool hearts in there, and I just stamp these hearts so on top of the watercolor blob. I love this loose style. Yes, it makes it just, yes, it's just fun to do it like this sometimes, and you really can't see exactly what you're doing on forehand, but then later on when you place the stamps, then you can look for the best part that you want to use, like those cool dark parts with a bit of the white in there, like this part. I really like it, so I will place my stamp here. And for this tea bag, I was going to use the hearts, but you can also use like the flowers, or well, help me please, like I can say it. How are they called? Feathers, of course. Yes, feathers. You can use the feathers, or like it's pretty cool when you do it with the tulip. Actually, I did that a lot when I made these stamps and was first using them. I made some pretty cool flowers on that same in that same way. So that's cool as well. No, not leaves. They are feathers. Yes, now I see them coming in. Thank you guys for helping me out. So let's go on with this. I have this tea bag now, and what I wanted to do on top of it was placing a die, the die from the Art Journal Specials collection, and then I already prepped that because I thought it would be quite some work making this. This is the die, of course, of the fence or gate. I think it's different in English or in American, but I call it a gate. And I used the Cosmic Shimmer Gilding Flakes Red Blaze. And it's called Red Blaze, but I think there's pretty orange looking colors. Hi Anita. And that's perfect for my King's Day project. Actually, I really love these colors, and they are also really pretty because you already know I like the warm yellows and the blues. Look at that. That's cool, isn't it? when you do it like this. So as you already saw on some videos before, you die cut the gate with some double-sided adhesive from Elizabeth Craft Designs on the back, and then when you die cutted it, you peel off the layer of the double-sided adhesive, and then you put the gilding flakes on top of it, and then you can use a brush to really brush that off, or a little like a sponge. I use a sponge, and then you can brush that off, and then the gilding flakes will get stuck on the adhesive, and then you get this cool effect. Bianca is asking if I put something sturdy behind my tea bags. You can use, I wanted to show the tea bags like this. Probably these tea bags will go in my journal. I can use them in my junk journal, or I can use them in some other type of journal. You can use them in your planners, of course, like on a page. Here I wanted to make this example with the pictures, because you can do it like this, then it's more like an art journal type of element. And in this you can also do your memory keeping, so it's just what you like. That has to go. Well, you can watch this back, so have fun. You like found a jar of summer meadow this week. Well, I envy you, Angelique. I want that summer meadow as well. And Ilse already made rusty water, so she's going to tell me all about it. But I really like this red blaze as well. So you can use it as a memory keeping ornament, and then you can do it in your planner or whatever you want. But also it's pretty cool to use it on like a card, and then you just take some white cardstock or some cardstock in a color that you like on the background, and then you just glue it on top of that. So you can use them for different kinds of projects. No, this is the fence, so I'm going off the gate, so I'm going to use this, and I will cut the pieces that stick out of my tea bag off later. I'm just going to put it all together, and when it's finished, then I will trim off the bits that I don't want to use. What I also did, wrapping this page, I cut out some elements of our paper of the Art Journal Specials collection. Like there's this beautiful paper in it, and then this element I just fuzzy cutted it. I actually did that yesterday, because yesterday I was sitting in our garden as well, and it was such lovely weather, and I thought it's perfect to do some fuzzy cutting. I really like that. Just relaxing to do the fuzzy cutting. You can also use the stems, of course, for this piece, but I really liked a little bit of the leaves, so it's not all orange, but mostly it is orange. It's using the tea bag for texture and size. Yes, you can see it like that, and I really like it like to be a little canvas or something, like you are making a painting and you're using a canvas. Then it's cool to have all these same canvases and to make a little tea bag collection for yourself, and use that in your planner. Or if you don't want to make a lot, you can make one, and that's just it's fun to do. It's really different than working on watercolor paper, for instance, so it's just a fun project. And it's really thin paper, so it's easy to put it through the sewing machine like I did here. And I use a little bit of linen on this that I sew on there, so that's fun to do. Which die ton are you this die is of the gate, and this is of the this isn't a die, this is something I hand cut it myself out of our paper that's in the Art Journal Specials collection as well. We have this paper pack, and one of the papers is the white paper I just shown, and in that I just cut that out of the paper. I love the different things, so this is perfect. Yes, I like this idea, great for journal to keep little notes in. Yes, now I use that and I'm going to glue it like this, so I can't put anything in the tea bag, but you can leave it open, and then you can put like tags in there. That's really cool as well. So I'm doing it like this, and then I have some jute rope, and it's like 10 millimeters, like 1 centimeter, and people have seen me use it more often, because I really like that you can tear this a little, or just like take it and make it just a little bit wider, and just the ends will get a little bit loose, and you can pull one of these strings out actually like this, and then you have some holes in there, and that's really cool. It's a really cool effect, I think. And then I will just put that over here, and I just like all the layers that you will create when you use all different elements like that. And maybe just a little bit more of the gate so it won't get lost behind that piece of rope. Just like that. And then you can play around with all the elements. That's cool. Thank you, Ingrid. The paper is sold out. Well, else is but I think it will be coming back. Let's see what I also did. I already pre-cutted this die from the Planner Essentials collection from Esther, and this is in the last release actually, and I really like this light bulb with the heart, and I thought it would be a cool element to put on there as well. I really like those light bulbs. They're just fun and different. And what I did was, as I already told you, I took my piece of watercolored paper, like these blobs, and then I will show you how it works for me. I will just take my well-used stamps, because I already showed you a new stamp set, but of course I have my well-used stamps here. Here are the hearts, and then I just take my stamping block, and then I use the archival ink to make sure I have a good amount of ink on there. And then I will just go and look, because these are 3 hearts. That's more difficult than taking one stamp and stamping it on the right place. But then I will take it like this and just look to have some dark and some white space, and just stamp them like this, like that. Now this is like a bit darker. In here I have some white space and the bigger heart, and then I just fuzzy cut them, and you have these elements. That's really cool. And as I already said, you can also do that with like flowers. It's a fun way to do it, a little bit different than you're used to probably. These are little art pieces. Oh, thank you. And then I will just go and place like these hearts where I think they're cool. And of course I thought a little bit about it because the light bulb has a heart as well, and then I thought it would be cool to place some of these hearts, those stamped elements, on there as well, like that. And then I can fiddle around with these like forever. Maybe a little bit here. And it's going to go behind that a bit. This will be trimmed off later, or actually probably I will just rip it because I don't like all those hard cut lines, so I will rip it, or maybe in this case I just leave it hanging off like that. Okay, let's glue these together. I forgot to use my double-sided adhesive on this light bulb, and that would have made my life so much easier, because then those two will fit like perfectly together. You have this piece in it, you have some a couple of light bulbs with text, and then this with the heart, and you have actually a really cute little light bulb as well in this collection, in this set. Thank you. Like ATC or journaling page, love them. Oh yes, like ATCs, maybe we can make it a new trading, something to trade around like that. So I glued those together, and then I just put that on here, and then it's time to get my tiny attacher and attach it all, because now I can it would be better to first glue it and then put some little staples in there, but since time is precious, I will just go for the easy way. Tomorrow there's Esther Glass live, and Wednesday also. Yes, Wednesday will be Ilse's time to go live. That's totally cool. Love to see what she's going to make. And then this one. Like that. And then I will use some glue to put on this one. I actually like it when those leaves are like a little bit loose on these pages, but the thing is that they can tear pretty easily because they're really small leaves, and I don't want them to rip, so that's why I decided to glue them. You're looking forward to see Ilse? Yes, of course. Can I go back? No, you can't. Claudia was saying something about the time. I think Ilse will be on at 8:30 on that's the Dutch time, and Esther will be on at 8. For us it's 8:30 because it's just a little bit easier with the kids to go live at that time. So I'm almost finished actually with my little tea bag, but I always like, as you can see, I like some text elements. Like this is the stamp from the Art Journal Specials collection. This is a little Tim Holtz sticker. And this is Click, of course, from the Planner Essentials collection, and this is all from the Planner Essentials collection as well. This little wine glass, the cheers, this is all from the Planner Essentials collection. So as you know, I really like combining all the lines together. And for this one I was going to make like another one of those shrink foil elements, but now I don't want to take all your time and watch me color in one of the elements like one of the girls, but I'm going to make a shrink foil element of one of the stamps, again from the same stamp set from the journaling elements. And then I have this stamp, I don't know where I put my stamp block. No, here I did put it here. Here it is. And I was going to do the remember, and I'm going to stamp that on shrink foil, and then I can make a little element of that. And the shrink foil, I use the white shrink foil for today, but there's also like frosted shrink foil or transparent, and that's really cool as well. But for this I want the letters to really stand out, so that's why I'm using the white shrink foil. And I'm going to put away my archival, because for this I'm using the Stays On, and it's a really old ink pad of Stays On that I have here. I don't use it that often, but the shrink foil is plastic, of course, and with the Stays On it just isn't that slippery. It just is a little bit more sticky, so I get better stamping results. And then I can put my stamp on the shrink foil, and just I will cut that out like this. You can see it's just a little bit sticky, and then I have the remember on there. And today I was a little bit more prepped than usually, so I already cut this out, but I just wanted to show you how you can shrink it, because you don't have to put it in your oven. You can use your heat tool to shrink it. And then I have this cool new Sizzix mat. It's especially made to use with shrink foil, actually. It's just this little, yeah, what's it, silicone, I think, silicone mat, and you get this thing with it, and that's to place on top of your elements, so it won't fold all the way, because sometimes, especially when you have these texts, the both ends will stick together, and it's really hard to get them loose since you are heating them with your heat tool, and it's not good for your fingers, I can tell you. So, but I did see some people use this, and they said, oh, my shrink foil is like all bumpy. That's because you have to take it off, then just heat both sides of your element, and then you will be fine, and you will get a really well shrunk element. So I'm going to heat that just like that, and you will see it shrinking in a little bit. And I'm just keeping it in its place like this, because the shrink foil actually will try to lift this thing. And you just have to make sure you are heating it evenly, so like that's why I'm moving my heat gun around. And then when it's hot enough, it will it will go and shrink. Here it goes. You can see it shrinking, and you can see that it is trying to go in those little squares. So that's the reason why you have to, and then it will go flat. It will go flat eventually. Have it like that. Here it goes. And when it's not shrinking anymore, I use this thing to even it out. And now it's all flat. And now you have this really cool hard plastic element. That's cool to use on your projects. You can use it with all kinds of stamps, of course. And I will put it in here like this. And I really thought that would be cool to finish off this tea bag. So I will just use my glue. Like that. And just put it on here. And I can still have some room here to put like a little picture, or I can leave it just like this, and then it's just an art journaling element. So you can use it in whatever way you like. Just like that. I'm not seeing the chat isn't moving in my on my iPad, so I think I'm missing out on some of your comments. But I hope you liked my King's Day tea bag, and you liked the live. And that's it for today. Actually, this is my finished project. I hope you had fun, and I hope you are going to try to make some tea bag art yourself. Make sure to check out like the tea bag art inspiration pages on Instagram as well, to see some cool other projects from other artists. And if you're going to make something yourself, make sure to put this on the Elizabeth Craft Designs groups, so we can see what you're up to and what you're making. Thank you for having me again. This was an extra live. I will be back on the second Monday of May with another live video, probably something with journaling. So hope to see you then, and I hope you have a really nice day, or if you're in Europe, you have a very nice evening. So see you later. Bye bye.